Hi there, my name's Ski Oakenfull and I'm a tutor and course developer at Point Blank Online Music College. I'm here in Japan for the summer, so I thought I'd do a little Japan special tutorial. I've come armed with my Tascam DR07 Mark II digital recorder that I'm holding right now, and I'm going to go around, try and find some interesting sounds, capture them, and then take them home, put them into Ableton and see what we can do with them. So I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm back at home now. I've transferred the samples from my Tascam digital recorder into the computer just using a USB cable, and I chose to record them as WAV files, so they come up in a folder. There's a series of WAV files, and I've done a bit of organising. It's always a really good thing to do is to give them a name, try to top and tail them, normalise them if possible. For this example, I'm just going to try to get a quick groove together using only the sounds that I've found. First thing I'm going to do actually is to put them into the Ableton library, and so we can then kind of build up our own library of found sounds, which is really useful. So let's open up the Ableton library folder. I've actually got it bookmarked here on the left hand side, but you can find it at this location here. It's your username, library, application support, Ableton library, and there's a folder in there called samples. And it's got various waveforms and some third-party samples as well. But I'm going to create a new folder and I'm going to call it Skis Found Sounds. There we go. And let's just drag these two folders, day 1 and day 2. I'm just going to copy those into there. So they're just copying over. And we can close that for the moment. I'm just going to launch Ableton, and if we then go to this section on the left hand side in Ableton and select our library folder and double click the samples folder, we can then see our Skis Found Sounds folder. I'm going to double click that again and you can see day 1 and day 2. So let's just have a little flick through some of these sounds. This is a sort of water blob that I found in the local park. This is a drinks vending machine. You find these everywhere in Japan. This is a local temple where you have to throw in some money. So there's a whole wide variety of sounds here. This is me walking along some gravel. This is the sort of beeping of a ticket machine in the local station. I've got a bouncing ball here. So I think what I'm going to do is look for two types of sound. The first sound is going to be the more percussive type sounds with very sort of defined transients. Ones that are going to work well maybe in using the drum racks, where we can find the exact start point and we could maybe use it in a kind of drum programming way, create some interesting rhythms maybe. And then there are some other sounds which are longer sounds which maybe would work better at different pitches that we could put into a simpler, and then we could maybe try to play something over the top of the beat that we're going to create. So the first thing I'm going to do is look for some percussive sounds. So I'm going to drag over a drum rack, and there are lots of spaces here to put some different sounds. Let's go back to our library of sounds here, and I remember this vending machine here, in Japanese it's called Jidohan Baiki. There was some good little kind of coin noises there. There's probably about 2 or 3 different sounds that I can get from that. So I'm going to drag this over to the first pad on the drum rack, and I'm then going to copy that over another 2 times, and if I double click on it, then we can then see the waveform, and I can then play this from the keyboard, and I can hear a sound there. That's very nice. and I'm just finding the start point here. I'm going to zoom in as much as possible just to try to get it at the start of that waveform so it's nice and tight. There we go, we've got our first sound there. Let's go to the next one here, see if we can find something from this. Yeah, that's a nice sound there. Okay, so let's see if we can get a groove together with the palette of sounds that we've got now. I'm going to increase the tempo, have it around 122. I've got the metronome on just to start off with to keep me in time. I've also got the record quantization on as well. And so I've got the overdub button on. Let's just start with a kick drum. There we go. Okay, so straight away I'm just going to look for some kind of groove to put on that, some kind of swing. So I'm just going to go to my library section, just click on the grooves, and I'm going to go for a notator one on this actually. Let's just go for 16B swing, and let's just put that on there now. And let's carry on, let's find another element, but maybe we could use this sound here as a hi-hat sound. Just take the overdub off for the moment. That kind of vibe. There we go. Can take the metronome off now. Got this sound which works really well as a snare. I might increase the pitch of that actually. Let's put it in first. Okay, let's just quickly go to that sound. Cool, and got this sound which is quite nice. Thinking you might take a bit of the lower end frequencies off that. So let's just put a high pass on it, and let's just see where it can fit in the groove. Cool, so that's a nice little vibe. Let's maybe go for this kind of bass sound. Just going to have a look at that sound again. Maybe take a bit of the filter off a bit of the high frequency. Quite nice modulating that cutoff frequency there, that gives that quite a nice sound. Maybe we could actually control that with the LFO. Let's try applying some LFO to, and let's sync that to the beat as well. Quite like that. Let's see what that sounds like. I'm going to put that in. Cool, and let's add some spread on that as well to kind of widen the sound. Now let's see what we can do with this sound. Remember, this is a sound, it's from a ticket machine. It was just a single note, but I'm just playing some chords now. That might sound good with a bit of spread on it as well. Let's just try jamming something over the top of that. Okay, here we go. So you can see you can really build up some nice kind of grooves here just with just a sort of limited amount of sounds really. So I hope that's inspired you to go out and find some sounds for yourself. You really don't have to rely on presets or any of the devices. There's so much you can do just with your own sounds and a little bit of playing around sound design. You can really have a lot of fun.